If you ever saw a PP-19 Bison and thought, what the hell is that? Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, guys. Today we're talking about the PP-19 Bison Airsoft toy version by, I don't even know who. It probably is a Chinese maker. I'm borrowing it from my friend, Defro Airsoft, and maybe I'll call my tech later to see who actually made this thing. But I want to talk about this thing because it is such a unique little platform. It's so cool to have, and everybody has an M4. Everybody and their mother has an M4. You have an M4, Jake has an M4, Michael has an M4, and maybe Blake has an AK, but nobody has a Bison, and maybe it's for good reason. I just wanted to review this thing because it's just so cool. But first, let's talk about this thing first of all. It is a AK variant, made in the 1990s, but I think the dude who made the Dragunov and another guy, and they needed to make a close quarter combat, basically an MP5, and they thought it'd be a cool idea to make these cool Helix magazines to carry a lot of rounds, which carry 9x18, which is basically 9mm, and yeah, it is such a unique little beast, and let's get into it. So let's go tip to butt. So on the tip here, we actually don't have the actual flash hider. I'm sure Defro lost it or something, but we just got a regular flash hider. It's the Navy SEALs Pig one, I forgot what it's called, the Pig Blaster, something like that. It's an SBR suppressor, and it gets the job done. It's a counterclockwise. You can put on anything you want, a suppressor, a tracer, whatever, and it does have the same kind of system as an AK with that little pin on the front. So moving on to the iron sight, it is basically the same as an AK. You can adjust the post with the specialized tool, and you actually have the little leaf here at the end, which can be set for neutral 0 all the way up to the 10 mark, which is probably 100 meters, I suppose. And yeah, you can't really adjust this in practice for windage or anything like that. But you know, for airsoft, you're just gonna kind of be looking over the sight anyway for something like this. Or if you really want to get precise with it, you can, and then you have to set the 0 like that. So very easy. I actually like the iron sights. If I want to go for precise shot, I do have to close one eye to kind of look at it. It's been a while for me, but basically I'll just be looking like this, and you can kind of easily find the sight, which is what I kind of liked about these open sights. They're very easy to catch. So the cool thing about this is that it's a full metal build except for the grip. A lot of people think that airsoft toys are matte plastic cringe balls, but this is a metal cringe ball. Very sturdy. No rattle anywhere, which is surprising. So very nice quality. It's very akin to a Tokyo Maru or something like that. Same with the iron sight, so very nice. They also got a sling point here on the end too, but who's using that? Nobody is. The fun part about this is that this wasn't very ergonomically designed. I don't really know. It feels like it's intuitive, but it's not intuitive at the same time. To take off the handguard, you have to like take off the switch, which has to be flush with the iron sight, and then you kind of pull out and up like this to reveal the battery, which is a 7.4 LiPo. I think it could take an 11, I'm not sure, but just to play it safe, we're going 7.4. And just get a little baby one, and you can see that it is metal as well, and it's pretty annoying to kind of put back on here. And look at this, look how hard I am, look how much I'm struggling just to get this freaking battery in here and make sure it's not like cutting the wires or anything like that. Like, oh my God, I'm struggling. Oh my God, this is horrible. Well, at least it's not near the charging handle, but this is horrible. There we go. And then once you get in, you gotta make it flush, and then it kind of locks in place here. Most horrible handguard design. Talk about the dust cover. It is also metal. Take it off, reveals the fuse. It also reveals the gearbox. As you can see, it is an AEG. And if I were to take this down, you can see that it goes maybe half travel like that, which also reveals the hop, which is a little slide hop. I'm pretty sure putting this on is not gonna be that annoying. So just kind of slide it in here. Oh, baby boy, come on. Oh my God. Oh my God, this is horrible. This is absolute trash. Oh, nope, okay. Jesus, that was horrible. Okay, now it's on there. Anyway, the charging handle is also metal. Nice and secure. Now the safety is a little flimsy. It is a gearbox, and it came off again, dude. There we go. Now that it's out, now it's locked in. Jesus, okay, anyway. 3 stages for the safety. Safe, full auto with no click, and then semi with no click. Not a very defined clicking sound like you do on the AK Storm. I do notice that when you do shoot it in full auto, it will drop. I know this has like a common issue with like cheap AEGs for AKs, but Let's talk about the other side of the receiver now. It actually has the master mount. So with some Amazon mount, you'll be able to mount a sight to the top here, adding significant weight from my experience. But you know, I try to be cool. I don't think you'll need one. I think it's just cool without it. I know I used to be serious about optics and stuff, but you know, these days it's whatever. Has a sling point, which is really nice, very sturdy. You can hold the thing up. This is probably what you're gonna be doing. The 1-point sling is the way to go. And it has that AKM grip. And honestly, I don't think there's a motor in here. I think the motor, it's a V3, so I think the motor is actually in the gearbox. Feels very nice, very cool. I've shot it a few times already. It's very thin, and it feels good in the hand, unlike the gas version of the AKM grip, which I hate with a passion. Let's talk about the stock. The stock is a folding stock, kind of classic style. It is a pretty unintuitive. You have to kind of press this little button here, and then it will go like this, and then it will lock in like this, making it easy for storage and transport, or being cool for CQB. To take it out, you'd think it'd be easy, right? You kind of grab it and you think it would just go, but it doesn't. You actually have to kind of like press down on this groove so that it locks into place with this little lug here, and then it's ready to go. Very sturdy, no play at all, except if you like really force it, but it's full metal, so it's gonna be going right into your chest, shoulder pocket right here. And it's actually quite thin and quite nice for C. Let's talk about this trigger guard. Pretty nice on the finger, doesn't dig in like an M4 does, and it has that standard paddle release. You can't really reach it like this. If you do this, it's kind of hard to take out the magazine. So what you're gonna actually have to do is use your long boy middle finger and go this way, grab it, take it out, take the magazine out, hook it into this, and then guide it into the hop unit, which is, you know, pretty fun to do, a fun little reload. But if you mess it up, you will mess it up. So just be careful with that. But let's talk about the magazine. It's a high cap magazine. I don't know who makes this, but it is some Chinese brand apparently, or it looks like a Chinese brand. It's a high cap magazine. It's a Morocco rocker. It probably holds a lot of BBs. You know me, I'm a mid cap guy. I know you can buy SEMA mags for like 160 rounds, which is probably what I'd end up doing. If you open up this thing here, it's gonna be the spring. And you're gonna wonder why it's at the spring. It's because it's a high cap, and you gotta do the woody, got a snake in my boot. As you can see, it's just weird like this. And that's basically how you wind it up to get the BBs to feed in. I think it's the most cringe thing you can do for an airsoft toy. I already don't like high caps, but considering that this is a kind of a high capacity replica, you kind of gotta go for it. And it'll serve you well. I don't even know where you could put these in mag pouches. Like this is not happening. Let's talk about the trigger. So the trigger is just a standard AEG trigger. And let's go start trigger your hand over mine, even though it's an AEG, and see what that pull is like. Wow. See that? There's a wall here, and then it goes. So you actually have to go all the way to the end. And what's actually nice about this is there's no lockup on semi. Even on 7.4, that's pretty good. If this was an NGRS, it would definitely go. See the full auto. Pretty good for a 7.4. I've heard worse, honestly. I've heard worse, like, it is actually quite competitive. I can see myself actually using it. Now let's talk about the overall feel of this thing. So, you know, when you're using this PP Bizon and CQB, it's pretty intuitive. You can actually get the sights up pretty quick. Slant is not bad either. Transitions are a little bit bulky. Does require some training. The magazine acts as a grip itself, so you can actually like pull it into the shoulder like this. The high ready is not bad. Low ready is not bad. Tactical stance is not bad. Offhand shooting. No lockup, which is nice. And yeah, it's pretty good. You wanna kind of deploy to go quick and quiet. Go really quick, don't even like commit to it, just kind of go like that. Deploy. The deploying is a little bit slow, but overall it's pretty good. I can see myself kind of moving around with this thing. It's not bad at all. But what we have to kind of do first is actually load up this thing. So let's get some 0.2 gram BBs. So basically the way to load it with your 0.2 gram BBs is a little hole here. And you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wind up the woody. And now we can kind of shoot this thing. And you can see that it felt and it just kind of all went up. Gun was not even unsafe, but let's see here. Okay, so right off the bat, because it's a high cap, there needs to be a lot of tension for this. So you'd actually find yourself really winding up this little wheel. So, oh, see that? That's what I don't like. That's why I don't like high caps. So, see, now I have no ammo. So that's why I don't like high caps, because you have to actually have a lot of ammo going in. What you want to do is actually load up first, load it up first, then you wind it up. See that? Not very reliable. This is why I'm not really a fan of this, high caps, because like even if you properly load it up, you'll be in the middle of the game. Look, there's BBs in here, but it just doesn't, you know, it just comes undone. Unreliable, man. So it basically shoots at 0.69 joules. So pretty average, not bad at all. That's with a half hop. But as you can see here, the shooting reliability is just, I can get 3 shots out of this thing before it goes to shit. And that's not really a fun design. I feel like with like a regular mid-cap magazine, it'll do fine. It was shooting pretty accurate too, but I think we have to kind of show that. So let's go do that right now. So if I shot it, yeah, I can get 2 shots out of it, but as you can see here, it actually was pretty accurate. It was actually pretty accurate in the 2 shots that I shot it at. Whether or not it was zeroed or not, didn't really matter, but pretty accurate, I guess. With the 2 shots, I was able to actually get it out of. But anyway, guys, that is the Bison AEG. I just finished talking to my tech, and he told me it's from PPS. They are a Chinese company. And the only gripe with this is obviously the magazine. The magazine is absolute trash. It just doesn't feed, it releases. That's just high cap cheese. I was never a fan of these kind of magazines. That's all I got for today. Thanks so much for watching. What would you do? Would you get a Bison in Airsoft? Do you want to be that guy? Do you want to be cool? Let me know in the comment section down below. And we'll see you guys next time.